It's time for a take that some might call hot, but to me, it's something that needs to be said. Mobile games aren't as bad as people think, but I also believe that people have wrong conceptions and wrong judgments when they actually view mobile gaming. So let's discuss it here on Cynical Apex Commentaries. Now, as we all know, mobile games are very divisive by their nature on various gaming forums, or just when you discuss them in general with your friends or on sites like Twitter and YouTube. But most of the reception they get is negative, with people calling them bad and just sort of a waste of time. To me, that is not the case at all, and I think a lot of that is actually from the preconceived notion that all games have to be a certain sort of way, like a console or a PC game, whether that be graphically or gameplay wise or even design wise, which is just flat out wrong. The thing with mobile games is that they are a niche market, and they are meant to be designed in a different way. Like, you're not truly meant to be as invested in a mobile game as you are, just say, a game on a PlayStation or a computer or even an Xbox. That's not what the design inherently is. The design inherently of a mobile game is something that you can play on the go. It's something that if you have just like a moment or two spare and you need something to just waste time on, that's what the mobile game is meant to be there for, whilst you're out on a train or in a park or just at home, but don't want to necessarily play a game that requires emotional connection and investment, like a game like COD or even like Monster Hunter World would require you to actually invest time into it and focus on it. You can actually multitask while playing like games like Tetris or even Snake if you're going back to the retro mobiles. Which is something I think people neglect to mention, is that, and even like your choose your own adventure style games like Episode and games along that genre are big on mobile. The graphics come from the specific of the phone itself. Like, your phone graphics are never going to truly be the same as the graphics on a computer or even on a PlayStation. That's because they're not quite as sophisticated in design. However, for the mobile games themselves, they actually work. The gameplay as well is, as I said, it's designed to basically just burn time and get you sort of hooked and give you that sort of false sense of engagement. Yes, it is engagement, but it's not the same sort of engagement that you would have on a PC or a console game. Rather, it's more just you need something to burn, and it's there to invest for the time. Yes, there are some that really do invest into it and plunge their money into it, just like you do with console games and microtransactions. And yes, I do know microtransactions are more prevalent on mobile games. Again, that's due to the simple design of mobile games and how spending money on them. But it's also equivalent to spending a similar amount on console or PC games. And I enjoy that. I actually enjoy sort of the time and investment and sort of being able to use them as a means of having something to do whilst I'm out and about, whether or not I'm able to get online with Wi-Fi on the phone, or if I'm just playing an offline-oriented mobile game and trying to burn time whilst I'm waiting for like a meeting or just on the train going somewhere. And that's what I think a lot of people need to look at it as it's just a simple way and a different way to burn time and allow you to actually do something when you may not have the access to your console or your computer to play a game like a Halo or a COD. Hence why, and also you see games like PUBG go into the mobile market as well to allow people to actually have that additional investment and sort of allow them to play it as they go. so that you don't necessarily have to just pause it and stop, and you can actually transition into the mobile form whilst you're out and about and sort of interconnect your accounts so that no matter where you are, if someone wants to play with you, you can hop onto the game and play with them. And that's something that I feel console games don't necessarily offer. PC games or laptops, you can do it, but again, as I said, you still need the access to the laptop itself, which you're not always going to have. Now, that's just a brief opinion, and also, as I said, I think a lot of people have the misconception that you're meant to view mobile games on the same sort of gauge or radar as you are PC or console games, when that is actually not the case at all. At least in my opinion, it shouldn't be the case. You should look at it for what it is, and you should try to see it as just being a fun way to burn time, more so than a game that you're actually meant to have an emotional connection with or actually develop a vested interest in. Yes, sure, some people like the slots as well on mobile games, which you can't necessarily get on console. But yeah, it's more of a play as you go rather than being able to sit down and actually binge play the games. That's just how they were designed, because people know that most of the time you're going to use your social media on your mobile more so than you're actually going to be playing games on your mobile. So, and that's what they play into. They play into if you want something to do, just as social media mightn't be popping, or you might just want to do something to alleviate boredom, mobile games are there. Anyway, this is meant to be just a shorter video. A longer video will be coming either tomorrow or Monday. I haven't actually decided on the time yet. It's going to depend on how much time I have. But I'm going to let you guys go now, and I hope you guys understand that you're not meant to view mobile games in the same light